Hello stunning fan, Michelle here. We're glad you stopped by. Today is the final video in our 4-part DIY kitchen remodel. Last week, we started with plywood countertops and a 24-inch bar and ended up with counters tiled and a very nice big extended bar area and newly updated stools. This week, we will concentrate on finish work, trimming out the countertops and adding trim around the cabinet doors and the ends of the bar area, and then we'll finish off the video with the lighting. We did decide to rebuild the cabinet door to close up the cabinet on the seating side of the bar. We used the old existing door as a pattern, and then we ripped some 3/4-inch plywood down to size, then stained it and built the trim. For the trim, we ripped and cut some 1x pine boards, and we stained all the pieces with early American stain, getting it ready to cut into size. Our goal was to create a farm-style X pattern on the door. This was a tedious process because each board was cut to size as we went. We are a lifestyle channel that features a variety of content from cooking, unboxing videos, to anything that can be a DIY style project. And we would really love it if you would like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified the next time that we decide to share one of our projects. Once the door was complete, we installed hinges, and then the door was ready to hang, so we went and hung it. I really wanted the kitchen to have that farm style feel, so we decided to add the X pattern to the end of the bar area that we had just enlarged. Again, using the 1x's to create our X pattern on the end of the bar, we began cutting perfect angles by using a little hack. We took scraps from the trim wood that was the same thickness, and we placed it in each corner of the area where we wanted the cross trim to go. Then we placed a small bead of hot glue on the scraps of wood. Once the glue was on those scraps, we positioned the board that we had cut to fit that area over those scraps in the exact angle we wanted it to be. This way, when we lifted the board, the scraps of wood came up with the good board glued onto it, and we could see the angle that we needed to cut on the other side. All we had to do was trace the correct corner angles and then cut the wood. Once the angles were traced, we removed the scrap wood and we cut the angles with a jigsaw. This worked so well, it took all the guesswork out, and every single time we didn't have to use any kind of measurements. We just lifted the board, traced it, and we had the angle. Needless to say, we repeated this process for all the angle cuts. We did create another X on another area of the cabinets, but we didn't video it because we didn't want to be too redundant in this video. I have to say that I'm very pleased with the outcome of our farm style X patterns on the cabinets and the cabinet doors that we created. The next thing we did was work on the trimming of the counters. I really didn't want a tile trim. I wanted to add that wood trim because I really liked the wood look, and it's easy to replace if it gets damaged. So I used some hardwood trim that we found at Lowe's, and we stained it early American to match the rest of the wood in the kitchen. So with the trim, we measured and we cut it to size, then we glued and nailed it into place. I have to say this was a very satisfying process because you're starting to see the finished product and not seeing any raw edges showing. We also added a small white trim piece underneath the wood trim going all the way around, just to kind of bring it out a little bit, not to have so much of a, what would you say, a hangover? Finally, we worked on lighting in the kitchen. We purchased some LED candleless lights from Amazon, and Owen came over, thank you O, and installed all the lights for us in the kitchen in one afternoon. It was really quick. Some things that we didn't include in the video was that we replaced all the appliances as well. We updated the oven, updated the range, updated the micro hood / convection oven. We updated the dishwasher and the fridge. So all the appliances are completely different than they were when we started. I'm so very happy with the transformation of my kitchen, and I couldn't have done it without the studying team and without lots of friends and family that came over and helped. And I just want to give a big shout out to all of them and say that I love them and appreciate them. I'm so satisfied with the outcome, and it's also very neat to say that we did it ourselves. Again, thanks for stopping by, and have an amazing day.